Here's something strange about modern front ends. They don't collapse suddenly, they decay quietly. Every few years, the same fear spreads across the industry. Front end is dying. AI will replace developers. No code will kill programming. And every time, developers panic. But here's the strange part. Front end has been dying for over 15 years, yet it keeps growing. Maybe you felt this yourself. You open LinkedIn and suddenly everyone is talking about AI replacing developers, front end becoming irrelevant. Learn this new framework or you're doomed. And for a moment, you wonder, am I investing my career in the wrong place? That feeling is real, but the conclusion is usually wrong. So, what's actually happening? If you've been in tech long enough, you've seen this pattern repeat. jQuery era, Angular hype, React takeover, low code boom, AI explosion, and so on. Each wave arrives with the same narrative. Everything is changing. Old skills are useless. Roles are disappearing. But, but roles rarely disappear. They evolve. People keep asking if front end is dying. It isn't. But something far more dangerous is happening. The definition of front end is changing, and most developers haven't noticed. And that difference matters.
When developers say, front end is dying, they're rarely talking about technology. They're talking about fear. And almost every version of this fear falls into three familiar stories.
First, tools, new frameworks, new build systems, new paradigms. React to Next to server components to AI UI. And suddenly, it feels like the ground never stops moving. Second, AI, code generation, UI builders, prompt driven interfaces, machines writing components faster than humans ever could. Which triggers the obvious question, where do developers fit now? Third, backend gravity. More logic moving server side, more rendering happening at the edge, more decisions made before the browser even wakes up, which creates a dangerous illusion that front end is becoming optional. Three fears, three very real industry shifts. But here's the misunderstanding. None of these mean front end is dying. They mean front end is evolving. Let's unpack these fears. Fear number one, tools keep changing. React replaces Angular, Next.js replaces older setups, new frameworks appear constantly. This creates the illusion that everything I learned is becoming useless. But tools change, core problems don't. State rendering latency, data flow, user perception. Front end is still solving the same fundamental challenges. AI can generate UI. AI can write components. AI can scaffold entire applications. So naturally, the fear starts creeping in. If AI is writing the code, what exactly is left for developers? Judgment, trade offs, architecture decisions, performance reasoning, system constraints. AI accelerates implementation. It does not replace decision making. Because generating code is very different from designing systems. Fear number three, backend is taking over. Server components, edge rendering, backend driven UI. This again feels like front end is shrinking. But abstraction shifts work, it doesn't erase it. Someone still designs interactions, perceived performance, state transitions, error handling, UX behavior. Front end isn't dying. Frontend is expanding into new territory because modern applications are more interactive, more dynamic, more distributed, more performance sensitive, which increases complexity. Here's something uncomfortable. Front-end developers are not disappearing, but average front-end developers are. Because modern front-end demands system thinking, performance reasoning, architectural judgment, not just component writing. The role isn't dying, the bar is rising. The real question is not, is front-end dying? The real question is front-end becoming harder? And the answer is yes. More devices, more performance constraints, more user expectations, more system interactions. Why the fear never stops? Because every technological shift changes tools faster than mental models. Developers confuse tool evolution with role extinction. Stable careers in tech are not built on tools. They are built on problem solving patterns, system thinking, decision making ability. Which is why senior developers survive every wave. Front end isn't dying, it's mutating, expanding, becoming more complex. And complexity always increases demand for people who understand systems. This channel is about those systems, those patterns, those invisible decisions. Dev Architect Prime.